Okay, so I was about to start creating the audio for the projectiles, both firing and impact, and I thought it would be a good idea to just start recording and show this process. So I'm in FL Studio. I'm going to create an empty project. So in this project I'm going to insert a citrus, and I'm going to just open the piano roll, and just because there are differences in audio and things, I'm not going to say anything while I'm actually placing the keys, just so that I can change the volume so it's not deafening you guys. Okay, so just a nice simple chord, and I'm going to close this, jump over to, let's just grab hold of this and move it out of the way a bit. It's everything always overlays in FL. So I'm just going to throw this onto the channel, the track here now, the actual song. So if I jump over here, we can play that quick chord. So with this, I'm going to move it up to channel. We'll use channel 2. Leave channel 1 free in case I want to put anything underneath all of this. And then we want bring in the sound effect. So I've downloaded from Freesound just a splash sound effect. I'll play it now. And what I'm going to do is just drag this straight in onto the track. And I'm going to send that to channel 3 in the mixer. So what we've got now, we've got the synth, we've got the sound effect. Now we need, in channel 4, we're going to have a vocoder. So we're going to use Vocodex. And this is probably not the way that this was intended to be used, but I reckon we can get some good sound effects out of this. So first of all, I'm going to bring this down and just turn all of these off and take it out of draft mode because the computer can handle it. And we're going to hold on to this for now. We're going to be messing with these just to connect the tracks. So first thing we want to do is go down to track 2, which is the synth. Let's switch them around actually. Let's get the synth and put her on track 3. And then we can get the audio track, this. There we go. Bring this down to channel 2. So we've got the sound effect underneath the synth. Then in track 2, I'm going to turn the volume down to the master, and then right click on where we've got the vocoder and sidechain to this track. And then the same for the sound effect. I'm going to turn the volume down to the master, right click on the vocoder and sidechain to this track. Then inside Vocodex, we're going to have access to switch to these channels now. So we want 1 and 2. Now if everything's worked as it should there, we should be able to drive the audio of the synth through the sound effect. So let's just see if that's actually done it. Yeah, like that. So now we can start affecting things. So first of all, we can mess with these sliders here, and if we just bring this high pass down here and hit play on the effect, that's the sound that we've got currently. Now we can turn this up and get more of that sound effect through, and we can do the same here and get more of the synth beneath it. So beyond that, it's most of it's in order. So a lower order will sound more like the synth. A higher order will sound more like the sound effect or vocal track. So if I demonstrate that, let's just bring this down as well. We don't need that so high. And then we try the high order. You're getting more of the splat sound out of the sound effect. So I'm going to keep that sort of mid-range at the moment. Beyond that, we have the band distribution. So this is how many bands the sound is split up into. So we could give it a really low band to sound more like the synth. Or we can come in and give it like really high band, take it up to max at 100, and it'll sound more like the sound effect. You're getting more of the tones of that. So it's just about messing with this until we get a sound that works. So I think I'm going to go somewhere around maybe 24 bands. And then maybe try upping the wet level. Maybe a touch lower. Yeah, that's not so bad. And then take the order down. Right. Now most of this, the vocoding I think is at a nice level there. Maybe up the attack a little bit and up the release a touch more. Right. Now, we don't need to mess too much with the vocoding now until we've got a synth that suits what we're doing. So, but this could just give us sounds and we could just be exporting them out from here. So if I come up here to Citrus and we bring this in and actually mess with it here now, so we can hit play on the song and just skip through some of these presets until we hear something that sounds good. So I should try that now. We'll just hit go. Right, I feel like this could be good, but let's bring these down a bit, or lower the note, maybe an octave lower. Yeah, I feel like that's given us a better sound there. So now let's jump back over to Citrus and we'll carry on cycling through. I feel like this could be good, so let's jump back over into Vocodex and mess with it a bit more from here. Okay, so that's quite a good effect. Let's move back into Citrus and we'll move back a few now that we've changed some things and just listen to it again. I feel like that could be a good sound effect, so we'll just export that. You can always add reverb later. Okay, now that we've got somewhere to save it, I'll just call this, I've got a projectile 1, so let's call this projectile 2 because these are unassigned at the moment. Change the name when they've actually got a weapon assignment. Hit start. So that's one. So let's move on to another. That's got quite a funky sound to it. Quite like that. Let's see if we can tweak it a little bit. Quite like how that's sounding now, so we'll export this one. So this will be projectile 3. Start. And it's just more of the same until I get good sound effects. Often after I take a sound effect out of here, I'll take it into Audacity and trim it down where it needs to be, just to clean the audio for when it's actually in the game. But quite often it doesn't need a lot of trimming when it comes out of FL Studio when you set it up right. Beyond that, I might add a little bit of reverb while I'm in Audacity and then trim it up again just to clear out dead space, and then fade it out just so that it doesn't sound like it suddenly stops. But yeah, just more of the same, and I'll get on with making a few more of these just to go along with the expanding repertoire of weapons and AI.
Let's go.